Hi Flosstube, welcome back to another Flosstube edition of 310 Stitcher. I am Jade, I am the 310 Stitcher, and welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today, or whenever you're watching this. I am having a bad hair day today, so please don't judge the hairband. All right, so today I am here to share my 6 projects, I think, that are 6 or 7 that are my focuses for this year. So the last time I showed you my non-focus projects, which were many more, and had less progress than what I'm about to show you. These ones are the 6 or 7, like I said. I should probably count them for, there's actually 8. Okay. So these are the 8 projects that I work on every single week. I have a specific stitch target for each of them, and I work on them first until those stitch targets are done. And then if I have time left, then I work on the non-focus projects as I can. So it's been a few weeks since you've seen these. I guess it's been about 3.5 or almost 4 weeks since you've seen these, so there's quite a bit of progress. I'm going to be reaching over to my side here to grab each project from my little table, and I'm going to be looking off to the side here just to look at the targets and what my goals are for the year, just so that I can remind myself what those are as well. Okay, so first what I'm going to show you, I'll just go off the top here. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is Deanna and Cupid, and I will insert a picture here, or what I can do, I could just show you a picture here. This is what it will look like. And I have put in, since last time you saw this, 1,935 stitches. So I'm at 2.6% of the whole thing, so that's 15,764. My goal for this was to get it, what did I say, 2.6%. My goal for this is to get it to 7.5% by the end of the year. So what I've done is I finished 2 whole pages and started on the bottom section. This one is a bit hard going because it's I know it just looks like green, but there's actually a bunch of colors in there, but the whole thing just kind of looks similar. I don't know, it's just it's a bit slow going for me. I'm doing this one on 28 count even weave, and my sewing machine broke. I still haven't gotten it fixed, so that's why I have the edges you'll see are taped for a lot of projects. Okay, so that's Deanna and Cupid. I really want to get this moving. I'm doing this 2/1 10 stitch. But yeah, I do want to get this one moving a little bit more. It's just, I want to get into more of the actual picture rather than just the background. But yeah. So I think I'm on track. I'm at, like I said, 2.6%, and I want to get it to 7.5%. So if I can continue doing my 641 stitches a week, I should be able to get there. So far I've managed, I haven't worked on that project every single week. So in the past 6 weeks, I've only worked on it 3 times out of 6 weeks. So I won't make my 7.5% unless I bump that up. Like I said, though, it tends to not be the first project that I reach for, even though I love the picture, but anyway. All right, this one, on the other hand, I've made a ton of progress on. So this is the Dragons of the Sabbath. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to try to minimize the amount of editing I have to do. So I'll show you the pictures like this. This is what it will look like. This is by Anne Stokes. Oh, Diana and Cupid was by Bottoni. So it's a fine art painting. This is by Anne Stokes and Pain-Free Crafts. It is a retired pattern now from Pain-Free Crafts. And what I am doing is all of the black on the outside first. My goal for this year is to get all of the black in the entire project completed by the end of this year. And since you've last seen this, I have put in 30,175 stitches for an overall total for the whole project of 19.5%, or 117,000 stitches, 612. And what I have done is I have one corner, I have two corners, and the third corner is, am I showing you? I'm showing you the back. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. I screwed that up. So that was the front, top two corners. And I have the third corner just about finished. That'll get finished this week. So then I just have one corner left. And then I can start on the black on the inside. Now it is the year of the dragon. Okay, so two things. One is I was talking about with Deanna and Cupid how I get a little bit bored because it's all green. That isn't really the case with Dragons of the Sabbath, even though it's all black, and that is because I can just sort of go on autopilot. I can do it while I'm having a conversation, or I'm watching TV or Flosstube or whatever it is. Whereas Diana and Cupid, I can't really do that. I have to pay a lot more attention. So that is why I tend to have a lot more progress on Dragons of the Sabbath. And it does get more, so I'm supposed to do just under 3,000 stitches a week. If I did that, then I would get all of the black done by the end of this year. And I am way ahead of that. So some weeks I've put in almost 7,000 stitches, but consistently well over 3,000. So I'm doing pretty well. I have to update my sheet with the total stitches that are there now, so that I can see how many, with the remaining stitches, in actual fact, how many I would have to do, and it would be less than 2,900, I think. But anyways, I'm still going to aim for the 3,000 because I know that, it's only February, and I know that there will be weeks when I don't get to stitch as much. If I'm on vacation or whatever, I just don't feel well. Okay, so that was Dragons of the Sabbath. Like I said, I have to do about 3,000 stitches a week, and I'm doing that pretty well. So I'm at 19.5%. When all of the black is done, where are we here? So 19.5% is 117,612 stitches. That's where I am right now. And to get all of the black completed is just under 144,000 stitches that were remaining when I last updated this, which was at the end of December. So maybe I have another 25 or less than 30,000 stitches to go for the outside, and then I have all the inside stitches, which are about 25,000, I think, something like that. Anyway, I'm excited about that one. It is the year of the dragon, and I mentioned on my last, I think on my last Flosstube, that I had purchased, is it Ann Stokes? I had purchased another pattern called Dragon Clans. I think it's an Ann Stokes pattern from Pain Free Crafts. It is also retired now. They retired both of those at the end of last year. And I just love that picture. I was thinking of starting that for the year of the dragon. And then I thought, well, I have a dragon project going on, and I love it. So why don't I just start with one of the dragons? And I had toyed in the past with, once I finished a corner, to start one of the dragons, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm trying to hold off on the new starts if I can, so for as long as possible, just so that I can continue to make progress on these focus pieces. So I might do that. I think what I might do is my non-focus projects might take a bit of a back seat, or some of them anyways will take a bit of a back seat, and when I have my focus stitches completed for the week, I think I'm going to start one of the dragons on Dragons of the Sabbath. I don't know which one yet, but I am excited. I am excited about that. I saw someone else stitching, I can't remember who it is now, but I saw someone else stitching Dragons of the Sabbath and starting from the top. They're not doing all the black first. They just started from the top, went all the way across, and are coming down. So they have, part of the black and part of the dragons, and it looks so amazing. So I'm excited to do that. So I might do that. I might do that this week. We'll see. Today is Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll get to it this week. I might have to wait till next week. But either way, by the next time, I'm hoping by the next time you'll see part of an actual dragon as well. Okay, so that was dragons. My next one. Okay, so the next one is the 2024 Haid Sal, and this is the one that I'm doing is Merry Mushroom Village 1. Do I have a picture? I will get a picture. Please bear with me for just a moment. And that is that one. So that's the one I'm doing. So right now we have just the first 3 pages across the top, so they're coming out quarterly, and so our next 3 pages will come on April 1st. So we're about a month and a half in, a little bit over, and I'm at 45%, so not too far behind. I'm actually not behind at all. I won't have all 3. If I continue doing the, I don't know, 1,200 stitches, 1,200 stitches a week, I will have 100% of it finished by the end of the year, but I won't have all 3 pages finished by the end of March. Just because some weeks are shorter, some weeks are longer, so, or some months are shorter, some months are longer. But anyways, 45%. So I'm doing pretty well. Guess I have to show you, like, getting a bit of a shadow. I'm sorry. I'm doing this on 28 count linen, 2/1 10 stitch, and it was interesting. This is not the first project I've done on linen. But it is the first full coverage project I'm doing on linen, and it definitely was a bit of an adjustment. When I had first started, I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to continue with it. You know, some of the strands are thinner, some of the strands are thicker, and with it being off-white and these light colors, I had a hard time figuring out whether I had done a stitch or not, or whether it was a stitch or whether it was just the background fabric, because the colors are so similar, and when it's just confetti, it's harder to see. And then some of the lighter colors in the green, you know, it would come up to here, for example, just like 1 or 2 ninja stitches, and wonder why that was so light. Was it actually a light green, or was it just the background color? So a bit going on with my eyes, but I do like it. I do like it. And where am I? I don't think I said. So I've done 10,363 stitches, and I'm at 45.1% so far of this, of what of the 3 pages. 45% of the 3 pages. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee here. First coffee of the day. All right, mark that one off. My next project is Honeymoon Sunset. Let me show you that one. So this one is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it is artwork by Abraham Hunter. I absolutely love this. That's what it will look like. And here, let me take the top one off here so I can show you the whole thing. And this is where I'm at so far. So I've done the top 2 pages, and I'm working on this page down here. Since the last time you've seen it, I put in 3,725 stitches, so I'm at a total of 2.1%, or just under 12,000 stitches. If I bring that closer, I'm still stuck in the DoubleTree. Oh my goodness, the confetti is no joke, no joke. I'm doing this on 28 count even weave from China, and yeah, I told you I put in just over 3,700 stitches, and that one, check that one. Okay, the next, I'll show you this one first. Let me take it out, or partially out anyways. Okay, so I am okay, so this is Home Sweet Home. Let me show you what it will look like. This is my anniversary piece. This is also a Cross Stitch Studio piece. I don't remember who the artist is, I'm sorry. So this is one that I want to get done by, ideally by the middle of next summer. for my husband and I's 25th wedding anniversary, ideally. And since the last time you saw it, I put in 10,450 stitches. So I'm at 27.6% of the whole thing. I want to get it to at least 50% by the end of the year. And this is where I'm at. So the last time you saw it, I had completed up to about here, and I have finished. I finished this page, and then I'm working on this page over here. So once I get this part finished, then I'll go back to the beginning and work in those threads. I think it's looking great. I think it's looking really great. This is low stress stitching. It is, you know, the background is a lot of confetti, but it's low stress because it doesn't really, it's just a wood wall, right? So it doesn't really matter if you put one shade of brown in one spot when you should have put it in another spot. It doesn't really matter. I stressed a lot about that at the beginning when I first started, until, you know, I just thought, well, give yourself a shake. It's not, nobody's going to be able to know that. It's just, it just all meshes in, right? So it's good. So it's low stress stitching for me. This tends to be the first one that I move to, this one or dragons. I'm doing this on 25 count Lugana. Don't remember where I got it, but it is this speckled, I guess it's printed, right? Because the other side is plain. It is the speckled, just because that's what I had when I wanted to start the project. I wanted to start it now. I didn't want to have to buy more fabric. I had bought that fabric originally for Dragons of the Sabbath, and I screwed up on the size. So I had it, and I wanted to use it. So anyway, did I say? I'm sorry. I have a bit of a migraine today, so my memory is not the best. So if I didn't say already, since the last time you saw it, I put in 10,450 stitches. I'm at 27.6%, or a total of 92,645. I want to get it to 50% by the end of this year, which will mean that the first several months of next year, I'll probably be working on it monogamously. And I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do that because I'm not a monogamous stitcher. But I'm going to try and see how much I can get done this year. Hopefully even more than 50% if I can. We'll see. And we'll go from there. It's not the end of the world if it's not done by our 25th wedding anniversary. It's just a goal I have because I really want to start getting some finishes. I haven't been stitching for that long, just a couple of years since COVID, really. And so that's why a lot of my projects are, you know, in the early stages, and I really want to get one to the later stages, and have one completed. And then I'd like to have, you know, ideally I'd have a finish every 6 months of one of these big pieces. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm not a monogamous stitcher, so, you know. Okay, the next project I want to show you. Oh, I'm missing one. I'll have to grab it. Okay. This one I'm super excited about. Oops, actually I took it out of the... I took it out of the frame because I finished a page. and I'm super excited. I finished a whole row. This is Sunset in Venice. Let me show you what it's going to look like first. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is a it's artwork. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see much. It's artwork by Dominic Davidson. That picture does not do it justice. I'm sorry. And I have the whole row finished. The first, when I first started, I had done these 2 pages and then this page, thinking that I was going to do a diagonal, and then I ended up deciding to go all the way across. You can see I have much more fabric on the one side than on the other. That's okay, there's still enough to frame it there. There's 3 inches there. It'll be fine. So what I was working on the last time you saw it. Okay, let me fold this. It's always hard to fold it this way. Okay, there we go. The last time you saw it, I had just finished working on the yellow building. So I was super excited, and I had just started on, so I had a little bit of the top done already, just a little bit, and then I started on the orange building and the tree, and I've put in all of that, including this stuff at the bottom here. So I'm super excited. So now I have to decide. Well, I think what I'm going to do is just go back to the beginning, because I really want to get this couple finished. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and work on that. This is looking so amazing. I'm sorry the lighting in here is really shitty. Does that look better? It is looking so great. So great. I love this pop of color with the flowers. Anywho, so that, well, I don't think I gave you stats. So I'm doing this on 25. This is on 25 count even weave, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. I love it. I think 1/1 is probably my favorite. It just takes a long time. Okay, so let me give you the stats there. Sunset in Venice. So since the last time you saw it, I put in just under 6,000 stitches, so 5,917 stitches. I am at 21.3% of the whole thing, so there's 64,238 stitches. My goal for this one by the end of the year is to get this to 33%, so one third finished. So we'll see, because every time I pick that up, I'm so in love with it. So I might up that goal, but we'll see. It would probably mean lowering the goal for some of the other ones, which sucks too. I don't know. I love all of these, but something has to give. Definitely not stitching as much now because I work full time, so, and I do have a family, but okay, a couple more projects which I have to okay. I I just had to pause there to grab a cup. Hello? Okay, sorry about that. I had to just grab a couple more projects. So the next one I want to show you is the Coliseum. This one really benefits from, oh, let me show you what it's going to look like. Okay. It is going to look like that. Let me see if I can. Is that better? No, that's actually worse. How about that? There we go. That is what it's going to look like when finished. And this is what it looks like now. So this is definitely one that benefits from looking at it from afar and not right up close. You can see all the windows, some of the openings that are just coming in here, sky. Since the last time you saw it, I think you saw the top 2 pages, and I was just starting on the 3rd page. I've actually finished that 3rd page and I'm working on the 4th page. So since last time you saw it, I've put in 2,964 stitches, and I'm at a total of 9.4%. This one, my goal is to get it to 25% by the end of the year. I'm not sure if I will or not. Anyway, this one I'm doing 2/1 10 stitch on 22 count, 22 or 23 count, on fabric that I tea-dyed myself. And again, it does, the fact that it's tea-dyed does make it a little bit difficult sometimes to see what I have stitched, like what are ninja stitches that need to be done versus just the background. But I guess that's also it's a negative, but also a positive, because if I do miss a stitch, nobody will notice. Yeah. The back looks like a shag rug. That is okay. All right. So that's at 9.4% or 14,468 stitches. Okay, and one last one, which is the Veil of Death. Let me show you what that one's going to look like. This is a Heaven and Earth design. The artwork is by Chris Ortega. That is what it's going to look like. And it's on my scroll bars. So since the last time you saw this, I put in 3,217 stitches. So I'm at a total of 3.9% or 15,336 stitches. My goal is, what did I say? I'm at 3.9%. My goal is to get this to 10% by the end of the year. And that's where I'm at now. So since the last time you saw it, I filled in a lot of this. There were a lot of empty spaces in here. Yeah. So I decided to just like complete all of this and work my way down. So I'm going to finish the page and then work my way over all the way across. And that's how far it will go. Perfect. I love this. I love this as well. I can't wait until I get to the person. that is that's the last project I have to show you today. So that was 8 in total. I did not add the totals up, but I can do that actually very quickly. Somehow that doesn't seem right, but this says that the total stitching I've done in the past 4 weeks, so since January 10th, is 76,378 stitches. I don't know if that's right. That includes the non-focus projects as well. That's all of my stitching since January 10th. I guess it could be right. I have done on average, well, anywhere from 10,000 to 15, almost 16,000 stitches a week. And I did put in over 30,000 stitches in Dragons of the Sabbath, so I guess that could be right. That's what my spreadsheet says anyways. I log, I'll show you what that looks like actually. Let's see if I can show this. Okay. So all my projects are listed here, the status, whether they're a WIP or whether they're a temporary UFO. Those are all my projects. Those are all my WIPs that I've just temporarily UFO'd for the year. If you want to know what those are, just check out my last WIP parade, because I decided right at that point what to do. Let me just... Okay, do you guys have this? Okay, I will fix that later. Oh, that happens because when I'm not stitching at my desk and I'm sitting in front of the couch, sometimes I don't have my little word catcher, and this is soft and a little bit fuzzy, I guess, so it catches things, stick to it. All right. Okay, so all my projects, when I started the project, I have to fill in some of those still. Okay, and then when I started this spreadsheet, it was November 7th, and I went through my markup RXP and marked up the remaining stitch count for each one of those projects at that time, because I wanted to have a full count. Like, I wanted to have one designated point in time that was a fixed point in time where things were at. Okay, what the total stitch count of the project is, and this remaining stitch count. So that was the remaining stitch count on November 7th. This remaining stitch count is when I last updated this, which was, as you can see, at the end of the month. I need to go through and update them again. But anyway, this is so weird having to do things backwards. So, okay, so that was remaining stitch count, and then obviously the difference between those two is what was completed. So what was completed to date. So to date, that was December 29th. So I have to, like I said, I have to go through and update this again. Okay, and then my 2024 goals. Oops. Okay, it doesn't matter. My 2024 goals, I figured out either a stitch count or the percent that I wanted to be complete. Okay, and I just did a little bit of math. How many weeks were remaining? And so I have updated this actually since December, because yeah, so I must have updated this in January sometime, because obviously there's less than 52 weeks here. So I did update this the third week of January. And based on the number of weeks remaining and what the remaining stitch count is, did a little bit of math to figure out how many stitches per week. And you can see here, so I just every week since I started. So when I started this, I had 59 weeks until, or actually 60 weeks until December 24th. Because again, I started this in November. So every week, so started off just marking yes, or like a Y, as to whether I had completed the goal for that week. And then I decided, when we got to December sometime, I decided, well, I don't want to just put a yes, because the stitches that I need to do per week are going to depend, because I typically do a little bit more, right? Because I work until I hit the stitch count and then finish my thread. I never, I try never to leave an unfinished thread on my project. I try to finish it all. And so I will always have a little bit more, typically have a little bit more. So I thought, well, you know what? I am going to put my actual stitches. So this row here is Dragons of the Sabbath. So you'll see 3276, 3111, 6865 for that week, 6700, and so on. And this is my actual stitch count for the week at that time that I last updated this. Now what I'm going to do this today, is I'm going to go through, mark up RXP, update the stitch count, update the remaining stitch count here. So that will update this, and update the number of weeks remaining. So I know at this point there's 46 weeks, and that will update my stitches per week that I need to do. So because I've typically done a lot more than, I have typically done more than the 2,939 stitches, that 2,939 will go down. And I have delayed doing this update because I want to get as much done as possible. I don't really, if that says I need to go, I can go down to 2,700 stitches a week. I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to stay at a high level, just so that I get all the black finished earlier and get to start on the dragons sooner. But now that I'm gonna start on the dragons anyway, I guess it's okay to do that. Also, for Dragons of the Sabbath, because I'm doing, okay, so you'll notice here that I have Dragons of the Sabbath on 2 separate lines, and that is because, let's see if I can, oh, goodness gracious. Oh, maybe I can hold it this way. I have Dragons of the Sabbath on 2 separate lines, and that is because I split out just the black from the whole project. Okay, so the total is, I don't know, 600 and something thousand. 700? I don't remember. But this is what was remaining of just the black. And this is what, well, actually, hold on. There was 251,562 black stitches in this whole project. And then there were 604,000 in the whole project. So the reason I did that is so that because my goal is to get all of the black completed, so you see here 100% of the black, which will bring me to 41.6% of the whole project. So I just have it, separated that way just so that I can know where I am, right? In the whole project versus just the black. I hope that made sense to you. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I have shared that with a couple of viewers. Hopefully that was useful to you. Excuse me. Hopefully that was useful to you, or it gives you some idea. I know a lot of people right now are using the Notions app. I do have Notions. I've been using it for several years for different things. I chose not to use it for this because I just really I have a Google Sheet. That sheet gives me all the information I need. Yeah, it gives me all the information I need, so I don't need anything else. And I can access it from anywhere because it is a Google Doc. So next, I wanted to do a couple of shoutouts because it's been a while since I have done these, and I've been remiss in it. I really want to shout people out. And there are a couple, so there's four people I want to shout out today. Okay, so the first one I have is Harpy Stitch. So if you have not checked her out, check her out. It's actually her and her husband, although she does the Flosstube, and her husband does the production. So her husband does the production. So, and when I say she, her name is Amy. So like I said, she's Harpy Stitch. She does a lot of, actually I don't, oh yes, she does do full coverage. She's doing Cliffhanger, I think she just started. I can't remember what other full coverage she has going on at the moment. Like I said, my memory today is not super fantastic, so I apologize for that. But she does do a lot of she does Witchy Stitcher style and Witches Gardening Crafts, I think, style projects. So I think she's doing things like the cryptids and I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I forget. My brain today, I have a migraine, and like I said, I'm really sorry. My memory is really crappy today. And unfortunately, this was the only time that I'm going to have available this week. I don't like to film when my family is home. Our walls are thin, and I just don't need the teasing and whatnot from my kids. Anyway, check her out. She and her husband are a lot of fun. Her husband does a lot of sound effects and different things. Amy has done a stitch with me as well. I have not caught that yet, but I will do that. I feel a bit of a kinship with Amy. She had an eye, just some issues with her eyes as well. She had to wear a patch. I think she had to wear it full time, as opposed to me, who could only do it, or who only had to do it for part of the day. And when I was stitching for a while, but she's now able to take that off, which is awesome. So her stitching will be more prolific, I'm sure. So that's Harpy Stitch. The next person I'd like to shout out is Nadia from Dark X Stitch, or Dark Cross Stitch, but it's Dark X Stitch, all one word. Nadia stitches a lot of her daughter's artwork, and it is amazing. It is dark. It is definitely dark, so not for everyone, but it's very cool. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. She's stitching some other things for her. I think she has a granddaughter on the way. Similar to the next stitcher I'm going to shout out, but check her out. She's it's very cool. She does have an Etsy shop as well, which is closed down for the moment because, you know, there's so much stuff going on in her life, but check her out. I think she's doing the Pokemon as well. She does a combination of full coverage and not full coverage. So she's got some, you know, I really like her one project that's, I think it's a focus project for her, called Dark Daddy, which is Darth Vader and his two kids. It's kind of in relief or in profile. I'm not sure what the words are. But they're very, very cool. I think she's also doing Pokemon. One of the Pokemon generations. I could be wrong about that. If I'm making stuff up, I hope you'll forgive me. But do check her out. Like I said, she does a combination of full coverage and non-full coverage. Anita at Violet Stitcher. So Anita she's in the UK, and she does a combination of everything. She has mirabilias. She has chatelaines. I can think of the word there for a moment. She does chatelaines. She does unbelievable work. She does full coverage. She does non-full coverage. She has a granddaughter on the way, and she does not, actually, neither she nor Nadia look like they are anywhere near old enough to be grandmothers. You know, which I think is awesome, actually, because they, you know, they are younger. They'll get to spend more time with their grandkids, which I think is fantastic. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by this little guy who, come here, baby. Come say hi. Come here. Here's Smoke. Say hi. Hi. Here's Smoke. He just came in to see what's happening. Yeah. He likes to sit on my shoulders. What are you doing, buddy? You gonna smell my hair? What was I talking about? Oh yes. So Anita, like I said, does full coverage, does non-full coverage, does chatelaines, mirabilias, all kinds of things. And actually she is the stitcher who is almost finished with Dragon Clans. And let me just show you what that looks like. I definitely want to start this at some point. I'm just delaying for the moment, but this will very likely be my next start. So she has it almost complete. think she's at 80 something percent complete or more. I think she only has like a portion of the bottom left. It looks incredible. I love dragons. Dragon Riders of Pern was, was a very much loved series for me by Anne McCaffrey when I was younger, and this reminds me of that. So this will definitely be a start at some point, not right now. I want to start one of the dragons on Dragons of the Sabbath, like I said. But check out Anita. Okay, and the last stitcher I just found just yesterday, actually, and that is Yoshi at Yoshi Tells, Telles. So Yoshi is a fairly new YouTuber, I believe. I don't remember how many he has, because he doesn't number his floss tubes that I could see. I've only seen one episode so far. Yeah, I've only seen one episode so far, so I still have to go back and watch some previous ones. But he was so excited because he's starting his first Mirabilia. So check him out. I don't remember which one. Again, I'm sorry, memory. I don't remember which one he's starting. But he is starting a Mirabilia with someone else. And it just his smile is infectious, and he's just so excited about cross stitching. I feel a kinship that way, and he's not afraid to show that, so that's amazing. Yeah, so check those four out. I will link them in the description box below. Go give them some love. All of them are under 1,000 subscribers, I believe. So give them some love, give them a subscribe. And if you haven't yet, and you would like to, if you like what you've seen so far, hit the subscribe button on my video as well, and the notification bell so you're notified when I post new things. Anyways, I'm at about an hour. I can't believe I rambled for an hour, but like I said, memory and my brain, when I have a migraine, I tend to ramble a lot. I've tried to keep a little bit focused, but anyways, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below as to what you're stitching on and what games you're playing. I'm playing a couple of games on Facebook, not Flosstube, Facebook. And Myth and Magic Wars right now is the new battle hasn't started yet, but there's an interim game that we're playing to make lanterns, and also by the same people who created Myth and Magic is another group called Zombies. I think it's called Zombies. And you can play as a villager, or you can play as a survivor, or you can play as a zombie. I'm playing as a zombie. So that's been also quite fun, and that's probably fueled some of the stitching that I've done as well. One of the things that I have discovered about myself in the past few weeks has been that I don't like stitching just 100 or 200 stitches at a time. I've been doing some of that for my games, although luckily in the zombie game I can bulk stitch, and so far in the Myth and Magic Wars, you can stitch up to 550. We're just making lanterns, and there's 550 stitches, so I can I can do 550 stitches, or if I'm doing half stitch, I do 1100 stitches at a time, which is great. But when I am working on my non-full coverage pieces, my goals, you might have seen in the spreadsheet, are anywhere from 80 stitches to a couple hundred stitches to 300 stitches. And that, I found that was really irritating me. I don't like switching projects so often. So I might actually change things up a little bit for those projects. I might actually split them up. So I alternate, just take half of them or something. Rather than trying to do, 10 projects with 100 stitches only just to get the goal, what I might do is I'll just start at the top or the bottom of the sheet, either one, and do at least 500 stitches for that project before I move on to the next project. So I know that will be a lot more than the weekly goal, but I won't necessarily work on that project every week, right? I won't have time to. So that will count for maybe 2-3 weeks or more of worth of progress, which is much better for me. I get the bulk stitching in. I still, at the end of the day, make the stitches, but I don't have to switch projects so often. So even if I only get one of those 20 projects or whatever it is, 15 projects done in a week, the next week I'll move to the next project, and then the next project. I think that will be a better way for me, because yeah, it was driving me a bit crazy to switch every week. And I just feel like I get to 100 stitches, I feel like I'm just getting in the groove of things, and then I have to put it down. And I don't want to put it down. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So that will be a bit of a change from next one. There's no changes on my focus pieces. Those are all over, I think they're all over 1,000. No, they're not over 1,000 stitches, but they're over 500 stitches at least, I think. Anyways, whatever it is, I feel like my focus pieces, I have enough bulk stitching to keep me happy, to make me happy in moving through those, but the other ones I don't. So I'm going to make those part of that, which will make me happy. Okay. All right. Now I've discussed everything. We're at an hour. I apologize for the long video and the fact that I'm all over the place. But it is what it is. So I thank you again for staying with me. If you've made it this far, kudos. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care now.